My name is Lila Vu, and I'm proud to show you a film that me and my fellow youth have created called Post-COVID. At the East Bay Asian Youth Center, we're all about empowering young people to live safe, healthy, and responsible lives. A lot of youth we work with come from low-income, high-stress communities where our voices aren't always heard. This is why we created our video program, to give youth like us a platform to share our stories. It's a chance for us to reflect on our lives, face our challenges, and speak on what matters to us. These stories go beyond just school or relationships. They dive into our identities, our culture, how we're resilient, and how we heal. Today, I'm really excited to share our COVID project with you. 4 students shared their hardships and experiences during the pandemic and how they try to overcome it now. Whether that be by self-discovery to being around others, finding a way to feel comfortable after being affected by COVID to this day. I'm so proud of what we've created, and it shows how powerful video can be for young people to express ourselves and make a real impact. Let's dive into it.
Before 2019, I was in 7th grade. Just started my first world history. You know, everything was good. I had a couple friends and everything. We were chilling.
Before COVID happened, I was in 5th grade going into 6th.
I was 8th grade, about to go to 9th, and life was going good. I was just going out with the homies, hanging out, going to school.
I was out with my friends a lot. Like, I would sleep over. We would go out during midnight, have fun, live our lives.
But then when 2019 hit, life just took a turn for the worse.
Everything was perfectly fine, and then everything came crashing down.
My life just turned upside down.
Something world-altering happened, you know?
The first case of the deadly Chinese coronavirus making its way to the U.S.
There's so many questions about transmission of the virus. We did human to human. Yesterday we talked about that. What more do we know at this point?
Well, again, what we know is that it's spreading.
At least 291 people are infected with the coronavirus.
We don't know its incubation period. We don't really know the route of transmission. It is a coronavirus which normally spreads via respiratory droplets.
The U.S. now reporting 745,000 new cases.
It is a staggering number we never could have imagined. 1 million Americans now dead from COVID.
I just thought it was propaganda, another news title, like something to scare the public.
Well, I thought it was nothing serious until the news just kept saying millions were dying. And then my whole family caught COVID, and that was the worst feeling.
As they kept on telling us to stay home and quarantine, I kind of got scared.
I honestly thought that we were all gonna die. I honestly thought the world was gonna end.
Californians, New Yorkers, the populations of Illinois and Connecticut will all soon be under orders to stay home. That's more than 70 million Americans.
Districts all across California are closing schools.
Sacramento County school officials say the decision was not made lightly here, and they recognize this will cause some hardships.
The director of the World Health Organization had a warning about mental health, and he said, quote, during this difficult time, it's important to continue looking after your physical and mental health.
A recent report from the England charity Childhood Trust warns that kids and teens may develop serious mental health conditions because of the pandemic, including PTSD.
At the time, it was mid-semester for me in 7th grade. It was 2020. That's when COVID started. After the first week or two, Like, I feel like everyone started like kind of panicking a little. People were getting sick and dying. Death rates were going up. Let's say like 1 year or like a month or 2 into COVID, no one's really attending classes. I definitely wasn't. I was just laying in my bed. I'd open the Chromebook, sign in, get into Zoom, just say here, and then turn it off. And I wouldn't do any of my assignments. I got all F's for like all of 8th grade. It's so damaging, and in my violence. During COVID, I felt pretty sad, you know, having no friends really. Around this time, I started getting heavily reliant on my mom. She was always there, you know, when I started like hanging out with her more and like getting closer. I started relying on her a lot. Whenever she would like leave to work, I'd get like super bad panic attacks, and I'd call her like on the phone, and I'd like be panicking and screaming, and she'd come home, and it was pretty bad. Like, I regret that. It's one of the things I regret. It's one of the things I regret. There we go. And I don't know, it's just pretty hard. Let's say after COVID, we started going back to schools and we'd be wearing masks and everything. When it came to trying to reconnect with like old friends, everyone was just kind of like different, you know? Everyone seemed to change like a lot, and like I kind of just stayed the same. But yeah, having like zero motivation to like connect with people because of how hard it is. For me, it's like my throat would like close up and I'd start to cry a little. And I'd start to get really sweaty. And I don't know, I felt like I was like gasping for air and like sinking into the ground. It's like, I don't know, I felt like everyone was like looking at me and everything. Even when I tried to like just talk to one person, I felt like everyone was looking at me. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just crazy. Probably. But hopefully, like, I could grow out of this. It's kind of like I don't know. But I have been working on it. I've been trying to involve myself more into like these things like film crew, and it's kind of helped me a lot. Like I talk more to people that are like around my age or just other like teenagers, and yeah.
When I was 15, I was in my first ever relationship. But during that time, I started dealing with a lot of betrayal. My friends started talking about me behind their backs, saying that I was becoming a horrible person. And I don't know. I was really hurt and confused. When COVID happened and we were all in isolation, I I realized that coming out of quarantine, I didn't know how to deal with a lot of situations. I found it hard to balance my friendships and my relationship. So this is why I wrote a script as a way to give myself closure, as well as give other individuals inspiration. I am love. I am deserving. I am abundant. I am worthy. I accept all of me. Show me how good it gets. This is my film about my spiritual journey to becoming my best self. It contributes to having to sit down and reflect on all my thoughts, actions, habits, and experiences. In isolation where the whole world was going through chaos, people dying and families suffering from their loss, I started to ask myself why all of this was happening. Then it slowly began to change to who am I? And who are you? Why do humans exist? Why are we put on this planet to just work, eat, sleep, and then die? I believe the answer is that we are all put on this planet to experience as much as we can, to feel as much as we can. We are more than just a piece of meat roaming on this planet. We're an eternal soul on a path to becoming our highest self. Something most of us all suffer from is being stuck in the past and future. But what about the present moment you're in? Take it in. Start appreciating everything around you and let go. Things happen for you, not to you. We are all on our own journey to becoming somebody. And it's common to feel lost in the pursuit of finding your purpose. But know that you're here for a reason. Something that caused me to really self-reflect was when my friends told me that I was impulsive, selfish, cocky, ignorant, and that I lacked awareness. And they were right. Those were sides of me I unconsciously showed. But back then I never realized it. All those habits, all those thoughts eventually attracted more of those situations of me being the bad guy. And truth is, I really was. I ended up cutting them off to better myself. And it wasn't a decision I wanted to make. But at the end of the day, I just had to choose me. Part of me holds resentment towards them because of the way they were communicating those words to me. They made me feel like the worst person in the world. And they were putting pressure on me to change, not knowing I was still trying to figure out who I was. Like, was I a good person or a bad person? At one point, I just felt so lonely. I had no friends and my family was the same as always. But throughout the loss and confusion, I came to the conclusion that I attracted those situations because the universe was showing me who I was and that I can do way better. They were just reflections of me, and to attract better, I have to become better. It all starts with you. You attract who you are, and that could be things, situations, and people. I used to ponder on why situations happen the way they do, but now I understand that everything is in alignment for me. You are not alone in finding yourself. It's a long process to becoming authentic. And authenticity is everything. What you aren't changing, you're choosing. But besides the constant boredom during the pandemic, I discovered myself by using that time to understand who I am.
My name is Lila Vu. I'm 14. I'm a freshman at Luther Burbank High School. Before the pandemic happened, everything was normal. I had many friends I hanged out with every day. It was a routine. I was always hanging out with people. It was really fun hanging out with people and just being normal. But when the pandemic hit, I didn't really think much of it until we had to stay on online school for a while, so that's when I knew things were serious. For me, online school is, I would say my experience is different from others because my dad is a teacher at Burbank and he cared about our education, and so did my mom. So they would make us like attend to our Zoom meetings, but it didn't really help with learning. When the pandemic was occurring, seeing that I couldn't hang out with anyone really like shocked me because I didn't know COVID was gonna be that serious. So I was really in shock. So when we started doing online school, I came to the realization that this was how it was gonna be until it ended, and I didn't know when it was gonna end. Being in a house 24/7, talking to the same people every day, every week, every month, I feel like it really affected me and my mental health because I couldn't socialize with anyone and I kind of got depressed, but at the time I didn't really know because I didn't really know much about mental health or depression. After the pandemic was over, I was antisocial. I didn't like talking to anyone because I was really shy, but before the pandemic and everything, I wasn't shy. I was outgoing. I still get really shy sometimes, but I feel like I'm getting better at it. I'm becoming a little more extroverted because I used to be really introverted. I would not talk at all, but sometimes I talk to random people. But yeah, I feel like it still kind of impacts me to this day.
This time I was 14, and I never imagined my life would be like this. I used to dream of adventure, of a life beyond these walls. But back then, I just existed. I spent hours glued to screens, numbing my mind with endless distractions. Too lost and unmotivated to make a change. Life became a monotonous routine of existence. Oh shit. Fuck that. Days blurred into weeks, and weeks into months. Each one a boring cycle of emptiness. You're fucking pathetic. I watched as life went on without me, a silent observer in a world that no longer felt like mine. But I had this overwhelming desire to change, and in that moment, something shifted within me. A quiet voice emerged from the depths of my despair, urging me to take action, to reclaim control of my own destiny. At this point, I was 16, and I made a choice to break free from the chains of my own complacency. I started my journey by establishing goals and endeavoring to delineate my aspirations for the future.
I don't trust a soul, I don't trust nobody. Threw up by some pills, I don't trust my own body. You were taking shopping, you took her to Chrome Palace. It only took me one car, got a dome at it. Just hit this hoe, her boyfriend put me for a show.
I began embracing hobbies that brought me tranquility and helped to improve my mental health. I may not have it all figured out, but for the first time in a long time, I felt alive.
We're using one's voice and experience to make a difference in our community. I hope this story inspires you the way it inspired us. If you want to learn more or support us in the work we're doing at UBC, feel free to reach out. Let's keep empowering youth to shape our futures and to make our voices heard.